Hi, Stuart here from SPData, and today I'm going to quickly show you a three-step simple process to import data into Sage X3. The first step is you need to create an import template within Sage 3 itself. Second step is you need to pull your data together. You can use SQL, or in this case, I'm just going to show a very simple method in Excel. And then thirdly, you need to import that data using the template you created for the first step. So let's get started. Importing to Sage X3 and you're using the import templates, you need to find them in the system, and generally they're under usage, imports and exports, and there'll be a set of existing tables. It's a good practice and recommended that if you're creating your own tables, you make a copy of an existing one to build your own import templates and then prefix them with Z. And if we look here, there's an example here. And when you go to copy, if you change the name here of an existing template and here, and then you go to save it, it will ask you, do you want to duplicate it? And then you say yes. There's various other information that needs to be filled in based on default things in your system of the function, the module, and then we get down to what that template is allowed to do, so it can export or import data against it. And then there's some data types that you can specify in this section. And then once you're deciding to do a table, and in this instance I'm going to create one going into the locations table, you look at your table, Stolock locations table. So that defines the table, and you can have more than one if you've got a linked import. In my table, stow locations, and then I'm going to save it. It's allowed me to save it down. And then in this section below, we will add our actual fields from the table, but you have to select the table. You can tab across, and then I can look for the fields. And that will give me all the fields that I need to import against. There's a few I need. I want location type. I'm going to give that out. So this message means we need an extra field referenced to allow the L tag. So when you're importing and you're using, for example, an Excel template to import into Sage X3, you need a separator, and we need to put a flag in here. So I'm going to put a flag there. Whoops, in fact, it's not going to let me do it. And I'm going to put a flag here. I need to select my table. Then I'll just tab to the next one. And then I need a separator for this one. So that's it for the first line. Then I'm going to go down to the second line, and now I'm going to select the actual fields that I want to import. So likewise, I need the same table, and I want to search for the field. So I'm going to go for the location type first. And then I'm going to go to, this is going to be a relatively simple import. We want the location itself, and then the actual field I'm updating in this instance for, and it's this field. This needs to be checked. So there's a lot of products that don't have this check, so we need to check that one. So that's going to be my import template. Once you've created a template, you need to just validate that it would likely work in the system. And then if it comes back with no errors and this highlights back blue, that means it has validated, so that's fine. But I could just a copy of the information here, so I can take it to XML or to Excel. So when you've created your template and you've exported it, it comes in the CSV. I'm going to save it probably as an XLS file. It's like a backup of the definition of that table you just created. So it's worth storing these in case you ever needed to rebuild the table or copy the table elsewhere. And as you see, it's got the table identified and it's got the fields we use. Now this is a relatively simple template. Now it's time to create your simple Excel data template, and we'll have a quick review of the template in Sage 3 first. Our import template that we built in X3 is a couple of things to note. We've got a field separator here, semicolon. we've got this forward slash, and just assume that is an extra field. And then we've got these three fields. So if we were going to build a simple template, what we need to do is we need to include the flag. We need to include the field separator, because that's what X3 is asking for. So when we go to import using a TXT or CSV type file, we need that separator. These are the fields, and I've just put these in to show you. We've got the location type, the location, and the element we want to change. I've got the actual location itself, which is a numeric value, and then I've got this flag, which is what we're changing in the system, and that would then be the import file which we would create. So you can create this in Excel fairly easily, or SQL. If you're doing a much bigger import, and we've worked with imports where you've got 50, 60, 80 fields, then you want something easy to handle, and that will be the subject of another video. To create a very simple template in Excel, all we're trying to do is pull together the data values that we have for the fields that we've defined, and these will be delimited or separated by a semicolon in this case. And the easiest way to do that is create a new column and just create a concat statement that will pull together those values. And then literally all you're going to do is copy that column into a text file. Now it's time to import the data using the text file you saved in step 2. Within Sage X3, go to Usage, Imports, Exports, and then search for your template. When you've found your template, you're going to select the file that you saved, the TXT file, and then you're going to run the import. Depending on the size of your data set, the import can take a while to run, and then you have the notification and the swirling arrows on the screen. And then once the data is loaded, you will get a report back to the screen, and this report will highlight any errors. Hopefully, this video has helped you be able to create simple imports or update imports for your Sage X3. My details are down below if you need any import help, and reach out via my website.